shaky as this one is, because this platform is just ridiculously shaky. So we're gonna try to finish this live before YouTube start tripping again. But like I was saying, battle of the day, hands down. Battle of the day, hands down, goes to. Let me text my bro too. Battle of the day, hands down, goes to Oliver, Piastri, and Lewis Hamilton. Oliver, man, Piastri, not Oliver. Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri, man. Let me tell you, bro. When you behind the GOAT, that's where you finally get baptized about wheel-to-wheel racing. And Piastri got baptized about some wheel-to-wheel racing today with Lewis Hamilton. I mean, bro got a dose of, yo, this is why this dude the GOAT. This is why he is the GOAT. He's still I understand he in a suspect car. I understand that it ain't as fast as he needed, but the shit he can do with it is crazy to me. Piastri just got an understanding of why you still walk in McLaren and Lewis Hamilton still one of those names that's, hey, that guy right there, yeah, he the shit. Where you gonna walk in Mercedes and be like, that guy from that other garage you saw that finished here, yeah, he the shit. Going to Ferrari, might find out he the shit, but I still gotta kind of ask a question. If Ferrari have such talents as Berman that they've just seen, they signed Lewis Hamilton, they got Charles Leclerc. I mean, what happens with that type of dynamic? What do you do? Are you bringing Berman in as a reserve driver? What are you doing? Because that's a pretty solid depth chart to have going into any season. If you got Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, and Berman, given that Charles can do a bit better what he needs to do going forward, that's a solid class. You know, you can't be mad at that class. That is a solid class. And then the other thing that we could bring in is Oscar Piastri doing his thing as well. He overshot. Now, he did overshoot. Of course, he did overshoot. And yeah, it didn't look the greatest, but he was really trying to get the move done. I could understand how he would have been getting frustrated. But yeah, Oscar Piastri, you behind the GOAT, man. He knows how to drive. He knows how to anticipate things that you may want to do. And Lewis Hamilton knows how to place his car in such a way that when you're going to try that move, it's going to be very challenging for you to pull it off. And Lewis Hamilton knew how to place that car without doing the Lando shuffle, without doing the Lando bob and weave. He knew how to place that car where Oscar Piastri was going to have to take the hard way around. Then going into that turn, and what happened? He overshot it. Couldn't break the car down in time enough. You can't just run down into Lewis unless you're Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen does that. It's not the type of driver Oscar Piastri is, and he overshot. And these are the things that Lewis Hamilton is fully capable of doing at his level of talent, expertise, and craftsmanship in driving a Formula One car. But it was a very nice battle to see. I think Oscar Piastri got some lessons in that wheel-to-wheel battle right there. I would have liked them to see them really legitimately and factually be really wheel-to-wheel, kind of what we saw between Max Verstappen and George Russell before. I would have liked to get a bit of that, but Jeddah is not the place for that. Jeddah is not a circuit where that's going to work in that magnitude, in that capacity, as it would work at Silverstone. Silverstone, definitely, you can do that. Jeddah's not the place for that. You're definitely looking at accidents. You're definitely looking at two cars being ruined in DNF. If you're trying to drive wheel-to-wheel in and out of any type of turns at Jeddah, it's just not that type of track. You got to find your place to overtake, make it happen, and do it. DG Big Blue says Ferrari is going to have him understudy under Sir Lewis Hamilton. Hey, man, anybody that's at Ferrari, Charles, Berman, they are going to have the opportunity of a life fucking time. They will never be likely never be with a driver who will provide said information, a driver who has the ability to be a teaching institute in a Formula One team. Max Verstappen is not a teacher. Max Verstappen is not a role model. Max Verstappen is not somebody who you're going to confide in. Max Verstappen is Max Verstappen. Awesome driver, strong driver, smart driver, very aggressive and rude driver that should be penalized more than he's ever been but he's not Lewis Hamilton. He's not there yet. But I will say this. I did see a press conference with Max, and I can't say I did see some light of some type of improvement in his attitude, in the way he conducted himself during that interview. So I give him props for that. I give him props for what I saw in there, and that's the type of mentality. That's the type of character he'll need to craft in order to start being regarded as iconic, because he's not iconic. Lewis Hamilton's iconic. He's not iconic, and for very, very, very good reasons. So he's and I'm going to tell you this. I know people are not going to like it, and you're going to hear it from me until he gets the 4th championship, and then I will consider that it being pretty much him being a 2-time legitimate champion. But Max Verstappen ain't getting that credit from me for 2021, and really he's shy of a peak for 2022 with the cost cap breach and all that shit. So 2023 and 2024 are really going to be, to me, more legitimate championships from Max. Now on the books, he gonna do that. He gonna have it. But we all know everything's not created equal, and nor is it respected the same all the time. So that's where he's gonna be sitting. But it does seem like he kind of coming up around a little bit, just a little bit. And sometimes winning, and sometimes experiences that we don't even know about, that Max might be going through, and maybe something's clicking that, I can't, maybe being this way is not the best way for me to be. Maybe. Galactic says, so you think that this will be Alonso's last season? No, I don't think this will be Alonso's last. Baraka, youngest to 100 podiums. Man, what's up? Hey, man, I don't really give a fuck about that youngest shit. Like, the youngest attached to it don't mean shit to me. It's just like a cheap way to have a record. Youngest to start a F1. Think about it. 3 of his records are just youngest to start F1 race, youngest to finish F1 race. That youngest shit, man, that shit got to get out of here. That shit being attached is like, come on, he ain't young no more. If he did it when he was 17 or 18, would have been like, oh shit. He ain't young no more. He's not as young. He's still young, but I'm saying he's been in for years and years and years. So that don't mean shit to me. What does mean something is 100 podiums, period. 100 podiums, period. That's something. Hey, that's something. But when people would just put the young on, it's like, oh yeah, I want to hear a little powdered sugar on you. The shit already got glaze on it. I got a glazed donut. Yeah, I got a glazed chocolate-filled donut, and here you come with a little powdered sugar like this shit's supposed to be. Oh, man. No, the youngest shit don't mean nothing to me. 100 podiums, shit is already saucy. That's what's legit. Max has commercial, and he does not speak because they don't need him to speak. Max is the type of person that's not marketable when he speak. He not finna go into some school and say something that's moving. He's not that type of person. Just not. But he's still going to get that check because of what he is and what he's doing in the car. I mean, can't take that away from him. What he's doing in the car is still excellent. Although he got the most dominant car, that's how it works. Get a dominant team, have a dominant driver, have a dominant car. You're going to do dominating type shit. That math is the same for everybody. It don't change. You just have to have a driver that can work. You have to have a team that can work. You have the car that is working. That's just real shit. That's just real talk. I ain't shaming Max for that. Not at all. Race X22 and Ferrari and Charles will be with a driver who knows how to help build a car. And during the offseason, going to 2025, the Ferrari is going to be a Scarlet Ferrari rocket. Charles don't make the mistakes Princess made. Okay, now let's do this. Let's just think about this. We have credited Charles for doing some pretty bonehead type mistakes on track. He has done some bonehead things. Now, maybe he don't make the mistakes that Russell, Princess, George makes, but Charles has made some mistakes where we done sat back and was like, why did he do that? What made him do that? The car can't do that. And you know the car can't do that, but you try to do it anyway. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. In a race, we saw him try something that he knew wasn't going to work, but Charles is that type of driver. And on one side is credit him for being a charger, hard doer. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to quit. On the flip side is saying that you do understand that the definition of insanity is doing the same processes and expecting a completely different outcome. Charles, is not going to happen. It's not happening. Just chill. Do something different or don't do that at all. So we've been able to credit Charles for doing some pretty bonehead shit before. Mary Beanie, Race X210, thanks. I'm Ferrari now. Merc, bye Felicia. Easy E, boy. Zen, the Hood, Cube, all that shit. NWA, bye Felicia. I heard that. So I'm just going to say that is my battle of the day. Lewis Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, awesome. Then we got Leclerc up there doing his thing now. Got his podium, third, sitting up there on the podium. This is what we were talking about as far as Lewis Hamilton being at Ferrari. Nobody is not. I don't think many people. Let me not say nobody, because somebody will say and do just like I'll say and do some things. I don't think a lot of people would doubt that Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari, even in 2024 season, is not getting on that podium. If Charles can get on that podium, I'm pretty sure Lewis is getting on that podium. Pretty much second. I don't know if he's winning that, because if we're really looking at this, we talking about Max Verstappen still damn near 15 seconds or more gap on his own teammate in another RB20. Stealth Bomber, first time super chat. Welcome, Stealth Bomber Jay. I like that. First time super chat. Lewis once again showed why he's that guy. Had Lando punching the air all race. George laid on his face once again. Fast quality, slower race pace. Thank you very much, Stealth Bomber, for pointing that shit out. Is everybody want to try to say, oh, Russell. And then Lewis will be a Jedi in the Ferrari. Should have listened. They should have listened. Big shout out to Stealth Bomber. Big shout out to you. They should have listened, for real. They should have listened, but they didn't. And now Mercedes is going to have a hefty price to pay going into 2025. You're going to be down the GOAT driver. Still a fucking excellent driver. You're going to be coming in with who? Who you coming in with? George Russell? You're going to come in with your young gunner? What are you going to do to occupy that other seat? Max Verstappen, if Helmut Marko leaves, listen, Max Verstappen and George Russell together as teammates, although they besties and they hang out and play paddleball, which George Russell's suspect as fuck. Suspect. George Russell is suspect. Bro, suspect, man. George Russell he's suspect to me all day long, up and down, left and right, northeast, southwest, all that. He is suspect to me, but it is what it is. So, hey, then let's go down to this. Let's talk about K-Mag. K-Mag, 20 points stacked up on his head. Driving out there, doing what he can do, being a team player. But I want to talk about, what they call Red Bull whore, David Coulthard. David Coulthard, man. He really strikes me with these comments he makes sometimes. Especially, he just gets on my damn nerves sometimes. It's just annoying to me sometimes. K-Mag gets the overtake done on Yuki, and then he gets his penalty. Here goes David Coulthard. Oh, well, I don't know if he should have done that. He should be a more compliant driver and just don't do shit, sit back and just be compliant and submissive. Shut the hell up, bro. You want to know. And then he's like, I want to know if I have the penalty. Why do you want to know if you had the penalties, David? You just told us you compliant. You're not trying to really race like that because you're just trying to save the car and get it, let them develop the car. Don't risk wrecking it. What does it matter if they tell you how much time you got, because you ain't going to do shit about it no way? K-Mag is fighting for something. He's trying to get something done. He looking at it a different way. Am I saying he completely right? Am I saying it's not a tad bit reckless? I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I respect that more than I respect you. Because they tell you got 20 seconds, you're going to lay over and die. You're going to lay over and you're going to quit. You're going to lay over and you're going to drive like you ain't even in a race. That's the type of person, that is what you gave off when you said what you said. I don't really give a fuck. If I got more than 20 seconds, what are you telling me that I got 30 seconds like the worst driver in Wolfpack Driving Series had? What are you telling me, and what is that going to do for me? What is that going to do for me? Just let me drive. Don't even tell me about the time penalty. I'm really still trying to go get it. Because I'm the type of person, you tell me I got 30 seconds of a time penalty? Oh, okay. Okay, this car is about to go from this wide to that wide. I'm about to give everybody the business. You in my mirrors? Okay, we're about to play. I got 40 seconds time penalties. I got time to play all day, baby. I'm that type of dude. I'm gonna find something to do. I'm gonna find somewhere to compete. Believe that shit. Believe that shit. I'm not finna be like, oh, damn, I got 40 seconds. Might as well chill back, dial on back to 4,000 RPM, let the motherfucker stall out. No, that ain't me. I'm about to cut up. I'm about to go in. 150% ass shenanigans. D Uno. Merc's a joke. Promises were made, yet broken. Hey, man, how you think Mary Beanie feels? She all broken-hearted, bro. She said she got a divorce from Mercedes just today. Went to Vegas and got that shit annulled. She said she done, bro. Her and Mercedes is through. She already at some restaurant with Ferrari. Her and Ferrari on a date right now. Mary Beanie done left Mercedes, got annulled, flew from Vegas, took the Concorde, took it fast, back over to Saudi. And her and Ferrari are going out on a date. That's her new team. That fast it happened. That's what Mercedes do. So let's talk about this, because this is something else that we can discuss. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this here radio message. Can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about this here radio message? Because to me, this was one of the things where it's like, oh yeah. He fed up. He is fed up. They're killing us in the high speed. Yes, copy, Lewis. GPS agrees. First of all, don't be sarcastic with me right now. Don't be sarcastic. Don't be a smartass. Because last time you told me, basically, I wasn't smart enough to even help design a car. Y'all made a piece of shit. I'm telling you I'm telling you, killing us in the high speeds. All you need to say is copy that, Lewis, and shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing else. All the GPS agrees. Motherfucker, I know what GPS says. It says the same shit I see. I don't need you to tell me that. You know who you talking to? You talking to the dude who you done wasted 2 of my goddamn seasons with a shitbox car. And 2 of my seasons with shitbox strategies. 2 of my seasons with shitbox pit stops. Don't be a smartass. You know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I'm leaving anyway. Talk to the GPS. Let the GPS talk to you. Just know that shit. Man, me, Lewis Hamilton, I would have been like, what the fuck you just said? What did you just say? Oh, okay, I'm boxing right now. And I'm gonna come box your ass out. GPS agrees. No shit, Sherlock. Don't be no smart ass with me. I ain't in the mood for you to be smart with me. You understand? I'll leave this motherfucker right now. I'll leave right now. Leave right now. You want to be smart. You want to be a smart ass. You want to be, you telling jokes now? You a comedian? I thought you was race engineer. You a fucking comedian now? Okay. Hey, man, I'm telling you, I'd have been all up on that shit. Stealth bomber, the McLaren through turn 411 was lightning. Hey, McLaren got some speed, but as we do see, McLaren fourth, they might be coming on. They might be turning on. They might be coming alive. For real, they might be coming alive. That's something that we definitely should see. They might be coming alive. And if they do, that could be completely awesome if that happens for McLaren. I would like to see McLaren come alive because I want to see more fight going on. I want to see more fight going on at the top, more fight happening right there. I doubt, they're going to do anything to rival Red Bull. That's not even a question right now. That's not even something that is legitimately okay to even debate or talk about. They're not even close. The second Red Bull RB20 is not even close in gap. I mean, come on. It's not even close. Then we talk about Ferrari. It just gets worse and worse from there. Okay, so, but can McLaren get up in there to grab them some podiums? And can Oscar Piastri come about and grab him some podiums this season, like legitimate on merit podiums in a race, not no sprint, in an actual race, grab him some podiums, maybe even second place finishes in this McLaren as they develop through the season? That's something that we could legitimately see. Other than that, Valtteri and Zhou look like total disgust. And Stroll is not that guy. Can I say it with you again? Stroll is not that guy. Okay? Let's find Stroll right here. Stroll is not that guy. Which another radio message, can you get it home? Well, you should know. You're looking at all the data. My shit says 0, but that don't mean that you in the wall. But evidently, maybe dude wasn't looking at TV. But Stroll, you being smart with him really ain't worth it, bro. You already looked bad last season in comparison to your teammate. Here it is again. You can't even really drive the walls right, bro. You had a lot of practice. You had qualifying. You don't know where the fuck the wall at by now. If you don't know, you should know by now. And if you don't know, we need to get Felipe in this car. I'm just saying, how long is it going to be before they understand that Lawrence Stroll 1 is a liability for Aston Martin at this point in time as an owner? You letting your relationship with your son damage the team's ability to compete as constructor champions. You really are. Lance Stroll is not that guy. I'm not. That shit that happened last week, cool. Good drive back. Incident happened. You made it back. All right. Okay. But we already know last season he didn't show up the way he should have. The same way people were criticizing Perez for not being second on podium next to Max more often than not. You got to have even more consideration and criticism for Lance not even having a single podium, while Alonso managed to collect 8. And here it is, this race, the car didn't fail. You failed to do a judgment on a turn. You clipped the wall and broke the car. These are the things that we likely going to consistently see from Lance Stroll. I was hoping that bro could come in and probably get some podium, knock a podium down or so, because that's what he needs to do. That's what I'm telling you. Lance Stroll this season, if he doesn't collect one podium, at least one podium, I don't understand why we're not hearing any talks, contracts, agreements for Felipe Drugovich to be your number 2 driver. You got other teams allowing drivers to come in for race days and show you that, they're worth the investment. Liam Lawson, worth the investment. Now Berman, worth the investment. Felipe Drugovich, let's see if he's worth the investment, all right? Because Lance is showing you as much as your investment is going to get you. Dad, I crashed my car again. Buy me another one. I'm telling you, nepotism is real. It's a hell of a drug. Nepotism. Oh, shoot it up. That's what they doing to Lance. DG Big Blue. Logan Sargent is the reason I say what I said about Aston Martin. Oh, Lance Stroll is the reason. Hey, man, I don't blame you. Lance Stroll, I don't blame you about. Hey, you know what? That's valid, bro. DG Big Blue, that's valid. That's so you bring up that article of evidence. That's valid, man. I can't blame you for that at all. That's very valid, given what the hell we done seen with this, bro, with this dude, man. So yeah, definitely on that. But anything else, I think it's just the race itself. It was okay. I hope that's not one of the best races we get all season. It was okay. It had its moments. Generally throughout the race, it kept some interest. I think it was a lot of FIA shenanigans more than anything right here, right now. Of course, Behrman doing what he did coming into the sport of Formula One, definitely get some credit from me doing that. So, kudos to him on that for sure. And then, of course, the battle of the day going to Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri for putting on such a display of driving expertise by Lewis Hamilton on defense, putting on a class of defense. Lewis Hamilton did a phenomenal job right there, and I think Oscar Piastri probably learned something. Oscar Piastri, to me, is a type of driver, young driver. He watched that shit. He of course, he watched it because he had to, but he took that and soaked it in, was like, yo, that dude, the moves he was doing, I got to figure out how I can get around that, because I don't know if a lot of people going to defend like you had the opportunity to experience with Lewis Hamilton today again. So if you could find a way to fix that Rubik's Cube, bro, it can make you a better driver finding out how to get around said challenges like Lewis posed to you today in the race. He's solid. Stealth Bomber, third up, 3 times the charm. What's up? Steph Barmer says, oh yeah, don't worry. Danny Ricciardo, spin cam. If you don't know what that is, you got to come to Wolfpack Grudge Racing when Formula One's not on. We racing. When you spin out, I say spin cam. Danny Ricciardo on spin cam, y'all. Danny Ricciardo on spin cam. And also, let's look at Danny Ricciardo's finishing position of 16th in comparison to his teammate Yuki Tsuki in 13th. Danny Rick is full of cockamamie shenanigan BSness. Cockamamie shenanigan BSness. Bro, you not finna go collect nobody's Red Bull seat, nothing. Electronic cornbread. Hey, bro, electronic cornbread, I need you to get with me, bro, in the DM, bro. Need you to hit me up. I need your address. I need an email from you. Hit me up in the DM, bro. I'm trying to get everybody straight before this weekend's out. Got a lot of y'all stuff shipped out. Waiting on some people to get back to me, emails and addresses so I can get your stuff taken care of. Electronic cornbread. Sir Lewis Hamilton needs to straighten up Will Smith with a whole Merc team on it at a time. Hey, man. He needs to pull him in during this meeting today. Like I told him earlier, that whole the GPS bullshit that he said. You see the mess right there. I told him earlier he need to get in there and do something. I'm telling you, bro, he needs to get in there and do something. So we would definitely see how everything's gonna play out. I think this week teams had even more of a realization of how either fuck they are or how much progress they're legitimately making in real time. And I think Sauber Stake, F1 Kick, mobile, sidekick, telephone, betting, streaming team, they looking like ass. Haas today, surprisingly, special via by way of Hulkenberg, pulling up to collect that point, look decent right there doing that, and that's going to be an odd scene. I will say this before, I am a little bit, I don't know if the word concerned is appropriate or accurate for what I'm going to say, but I'm a little bit taken by what we're seeing by Albon and Williams. I expected a little bit more already so early, so maybe I expected too much too soon. But I expected them to be doing better than this coming into the season. I thought that they, would stay on track and development would be there, and the driver, especially Albon, would, step up just another notch with car development. Together, they would make that next step forward. And I thought Williams was going to come in and probably compete for being best of the rest, like within means. Of course, like I told you, having the top 5 teams up there, but I thought 6, 7 position finishes on average for him. And it looks like it's a struggle starting out. Albon still, of course, leading the way at Logan Sargent, but I mean, I'm not, it's a little too early. It's round 2. We'll see what happens going forward, see what they actually end up doing, and see how that turns out. And also see what Aston Martin's going to end up doing. Are they going to stay kind of right there, or are they going to actually show us all this, stuff that is supposed to be happening? So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, you know what I say. This is another finale lap highlights after the race. I will see you all soon. All right. Our race got rescheduled from today to tomorrow. Also, we're going to be doing a lot of other things coming up. So y'all go ahead, make sure, stay tuned in, follow, subscribe, like, do all that good stuff. I will get with y'all another time. See y'all later. We'll back out. Peace.